Okay. Um, just want to help somebody out that probably you know, not used to cooking and stuff like that. But I just wanted to show you something. We're gonna cook some sloppy joe, some manwich, but it's sloppy joe. What you want to do, I got mine on high. This is a different type, so you don't probably want to have it all the way on high. So you can start out with you can kind of like as it starts to really cook, bring it down a couple notch. But the whole idea is to make sure that the ground beef is totally brown before you add the sloppy joe in it. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop here in recording, and remember now, I'm going to show you when it gets brown, but you want to make sure it's totally brown. Okay. Before you add that, you might say, well, did you put in the seasons in it? Well, only thing I don't want to really do, I don't want to take from the flavor from the sloppy joe. So I just put some black pepper in it, you know, and I put a little bit on. I kind of like spread it, make sure like a little light coat over the whole entire. I didn't stir it up, and then put some more in there because I don't want to make it salty. So I just put it on. I just put like a light coat over the meat once I broke the meat up and put it in there. Okay. So we're gonna pause here and we'll be right back. Okay. Okay. Now you see it's getting brown. You see all the grease in there, and you want to pick all that off. Sometimes people leave a little grease in there, but I pour it all off. Okay. See how it's getting brown? You want to make sure you stir around. Don't want to go and play. You don't go play the game. I watch the game and walk away from it because you ain't gonna like it. You want to make sure that all the meat is brown. You see how I chopped it up? I use this here. I use a spoon. As I stirred it, I chopped it up. I try to chop all the big pieces real fine so you can have more of that sloppiness, sloppiness. Okay. All right. I'll be right back with you after I put the sauce in. So you know what to do next. Drain. I'm gonna drain this out. I'm gonna drain this out, and I'm gonna add the sloppy Joe mix. Okay. So I'll be right back with you. Now, what I want to show you a little secret. What I'm doing now here is preparing a pan, and I'm putting some butter in this pan. I'm putting enough butter because it's not, it's more than me eating. So I'm preparing to melt the butter. And what I'm going to do is take the buns and dip them, and I'm going to toast it. Toast the buns lightly, not all the way when it gets stiff, but it gives it a different flavor. Okay. Sloppy Joe is easy to make, but you can actually do some little tricks to give it your own little kick and own little taste. And the butter on the bread and the toast will give the Sloppy Joe a great rate. So I'm gonna show you another little secret in a minute, okay? Okay, the next thing that I've just done was added the Sloppy Joe mix inside the pan with the ground beef. I didn't have brown, and I had it sitting over the side until I got my cans open, and I added it. Now, one other thing that I add to this here to give it a little bit more flavor, you have the sloppy Joe, and since I'm not adding onions and just different things like that, because you can actually do that if you like, add onions and bell pepper, just depending on the type of taste. Say for instance, if you're a type of person you like a little spicy hot sauce, you can add like maybe a half a teaspoon of hot sauce if that's what if that's your forte. But what I have done is that I have gotten three small teaspoons of sugar. I'm going to add it. Okay. Okay. Now you might say, well, that's a lot, but this is a lot of meat. This is a big pan, so um, I'm going to stir it up real good, and it's gonna give a little like a it's gonna give in to me it's like a top end flavor. The sugar adds a top end flavor to your taste buds, but then you still taste the tomato, the sloppy Joe mix, with all the ingredients in it. Now, if you're doing it for two people, I think you all probably already know how much meat you want to use. It's just like making a hamburger, you know. If you're doing it for you, you can get you a small. You can get the small. If you're doing it for you and somebody else, you actually can use a small and get the. You can get the. Let's see here. This is the 24-ounce sloppy Joe, right there. 24 ounce. You can get the 24 ounce if it's you and somebody else. But I'm telling you this here. I have seen that if you got um, the medium or the small, you still can use a 15 ounce. Okay, you can use a 15 ounce, but it just depends on um, how many people. That's going to be the key with your hamburger meat. Okay, the sauce to me is easy, but like for instance, if it's just you, you can use one can. If it's you and somebody, you can use one can and a small meat to make like two, maybe two each, and maybe have some over. Okay. All right. Now hold just 1 second. I'll be right back with you. Okay. And I show you the butter melt, and I show you how I'm gonna dip the bread in there. Okay. All right. Now since I stirred it up, I'm going back with it on medium. I put the eye on medium for right now. And sometime now, this is a kick out. You gotta understand. Sometime if you have it up to, um, yeah, if you have it too high, this start popping out. So you don't want to do that. Okay. I had it over sitting over here cool. So you want to watch that. You can always turn your temperature down because now all you want to do is really simmer it and let this marinate in the meat. Okay. So what I always do, it's good to have a pot with a top. If you got one, if not, don't worry about it. But if you got a top, use your top. Okay. All right. Hold on 1 second. Now this is my pan. You can see where I got the butter all over the place and everything. Now, what I want you to understand here, this is what I want you to be careful with. Don't take it, when you're messing with this here with the grease, I mean with the butter and everything, be concentrate, like stay focused because I don't want you to spill the butter on your hand, okay? So I warn you of that because it will burn you real good, okay? And also when you're putting it in and taking it out, make sure you watch out for the rails. The rails in the oven, they're hot. You touch it with your arm, your hand is going to burn. It will leave a mark. So try not to do that, okay? Do not do that. Now, this is what I do with the bun. I take the top. You can see how the butter is on it. You don't have to really soak it all up in there. You know what I'm saying? This is the bottom. I do the bottom the same way. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the rest of them like this, and I'm going to um, put lay them on here. I'm gonna lay them all on here, no matter how. I'm just gonna put them on here and put them back in the oven for like not even that long, like a couple minutes. I'm gonna be watching because I don't want them to get hard at all. Okay. Now you can kind of hear. You hear that? So what you want to do, you want to turn this down. You want to go ahead and just turn it down. Okay. You want to go ahead and turn it down, and then just wait a few minutes. Just give it time for the the heat and everything to reduce itself, and then you can stir it back up. Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and put the buns on it. I'll show you after I put the buns on and put it in there and take it out. Show you what's going on because I got a couple more other other things up my sleeve. Okay. Like I say, you can't beat this here. Look at there. It's going to add a good flavor. It's going to add a good flavor to the sauce and everything that we're doing. Okay. So it's more than just sloppy Joe. Okay. All right. All right. Take a look at this here. It's been marinating in sauce. That looks good. It's good. I already stirred it up real good. It's a great flavor too.